pop, and basketball legend in Niquidala, the town in which I lived in Mozambique. So the way this went down is this was 2009, and it was a presidential election year. So Senor Gebuza was going around the country, and he was doing his campaigning, stopping at all the towns around the country. So we knew about 3 months ahead of time that he would be stopping in our town on a certain day. So we began planning all these festivities, all these events in order to welcome him. So 2 of these events in particular caught my attention. One of which was that we were going to unveil a basketball facility that we had been constructing for a number of months. And number 2, there was going to be a talent show. So I thought that this would kind of give me an opportunity to display some of my skills that are perhaps a bit more underappreciated here in the United States. And that was my basketball skills and my hip hop abilities. So the hip hop, here in the United States, I'm probably not the first person that people would look at and think of when they think about hip hop. I'm from the suburbs. I'm white. Most people wouldn't think of me. And it's not that I even write my own raps or freestyle. I just have a few raps memorized. And a lot of times they make me sound kind of ridiculous because the lyrics of the songs, when it talks about like gang warfare and poverty, I've only really read about that stuff on Wikipedia. So it kind of doesn't match with me. So I'm going to give you an example real quick of what I'm talking about. Got my mind on danger, never been a stranger to homicide. My city's full of gang bangers and drive-bys. Why do we die at an early age? She was so young, but still a victim of the 12 gauge. My memories of a corpse, mind full of sick thoughts. And I ain't going back to court, so forget what you thought. I'm running from my enemies, drinking Hennessy. Will I live to be 23? There's so much pain. Thank you. So, actually, incidentally, I had a birthday last weekend in which I turned 27, so despite the difficult circumstances of my suburban upbringing, I did make it to 23 and beyond. So basketball here in the States, once again, probably not the first person people would think of when they think of a good basketball player. I'm 5'7". I'm a decent I'm a mediocre basketball player. And typically when I play here, I kind of try to stay out of the way a little bit, not try to do too much, not get out of my element. And if you were to talk to the people who I play basketball with, they would probably tell you that I'm more known for my crisp passing and good sportsmanship more than anything else. So, that's what it is. So the day came, the president got here, and so in the afternoon we unveiled this basketball facility and we had the inaugural game in which I was lucky enough to participate. Mozambicans, they're good at a lot of sports. You got some good runners out there, you got some good soccer players, but there aren't a lot of basketball facilities in Mozambique. There are not a lot of basketballs. They aren't very good at basketball, most Mozambicans. So I went out there and I made my first 3 or 4 shots, and they thought I was like the second coming of LeBron James or Michael Jordan, And even when I did miss a couple of shots, the fact that I hit the rim when I missed the shot put me miles ahead of everybody else out there who was taking shots and throwing it, over the backboard, basically, hurting people. And, on that team, I was looked to create. I was looked to be a leader, to be the scorer, to do the dribbling. And like I said, here, they don't want to give me the ball most of the time. So that was that. Later on in the evening, we had the talent show, and so this is where I got up in front of all these people, about 200 Mozambicans, and I did this rap where I was talking about gangbangers and drive-bys. And because the rap was in English and they speak Portuguese, they couldn't really understand how ridiculous it was that someone like me would be up there talking about this kind of stuff. So they loved that. And really, for the next few weeks or few months after the president's visit, I was perhaps the most sought-after basketball player and hip-hop artist in the community. There was a local hip-hop group that asked me to join. There was every time they played basketball, they tried to get me to play. And actually, I never did play again because, I made all my shots in that first game, and I knew that if I kept playing, they would know that I was actually a subpar basketball player. So I never played again. I want to go out on top, retire a legend. And I think that this is an experience that a lot of Peace Corps volunteers can relate to. You go to another country and they have different experiences, different stereotypes, and you can come there and really be given an opportunity to do certain things that you may not have here in the United States, and you have a certain level of perhaps unearned respect that you would not get here. So in conclusion, that is my story about how the president of Mozambique, Senor Armando Emilio Guebuza, helped me become a hip-hop and basketball legend in Mozambique. Thank you.